What's up? How's it going, everybody? Hope y'all are having a good day. Hey, Nathan. Hey, Chikarius. How are y'all doing? Alright, audio is working as well. That's great. Hi. My day was alright. I worked all day. It was busy. It kind of sucked in that sense, but you know, I'm doing alright. Yeah, I hope y'all are doing well. We are officially in temporary writer season, you guys. It's always interesting, like, I know that they officially started Tuesday, but there'd have to be some kind of transitional phase. So we might have been seeing a little bit of what the writers, like the current writers are doing, mixed in with what the previous writers are doing. I'm sure all of you guys know this, but in case you're living under a rock, the writers are on strike currently in Hollywood, and that includes GH's writers. But with soaps, they can hire writers outside of the sort of guild that's on strike. Actors in Hollywood are obviously also on strike as well, but it doesn't affect soap operas in America, as it's a different thing, I guess. I don't know the ins and outs of all of that. But yeah, we're in an interesting time. We haven't seen a temporary writer situation since like 2008, I think. Angeli said I had cake when Ava got slapped. Oh, man. Speaking of Ava, though, I'm so glad that she actually told Sunny the whole truth. Good lord. Oh, Jake, you're having a heat wave over there? It was pretty hot the last week up until a couple days ago. Or actually, really, today was the first warm day. But man, I've been taking cold showers, and I'm not a cold shower kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like a scorching hot shower guy. I'm a decently hot shower guy. But man, this like the last week and even today, even though it's colder here today, I've been taking cold showers, and I'm not hating it, honestly. Cold shower does not, I can't like just step into a cold shower. I like put it warm, and then I just gradually like, turn it a little bit until it's like colder and colder and colder. Then I feel more relaxed after that as well, because then, coming out of a cold shower into like a warm oven. But it actually rained all day here today, so we're out of that heat wave. It was actually pretty cold today. I think it was like 15 degrees Celsius, which is like early spring weather. 102 degrees in Kansas City. Dang. Yeah, wasn't it like 160 somewhere, like in California or something today? Man. Weather be wilding out this year, guys. I swear to God. But yeah, we're here to catch up. Obviously, I didn't do a live stream on this past Sunday. I'm sure you guys know why if you've seen the post on the community tab. Won't get into too much. A part of it is that GH was really, I don't know. I didn't want to spend too much time with GH because the last couple weeks have been bananas. And so I didn't really feel like I wanted to just recap all of it all over again when it was torture to watch in the first place. But I will get my thoughts out on all the like bigger things that happened. First of all, Sasha's breakdown, man, stabbing Cody, like thinking that he was Cyrus. Hey Rick, all that, like, it made me mad. That was like the icing on the cake for me, where I was like, yeah, no, I'm not live streaming this Sunday. Screw that. I don't want to talk about it too much. Now I'm cooling off a little bit. But yeah, that's not to say that I'll be recapping this Sunday. I haven't decided yet. It's gonna be a big weekend for me. My single comes out on Friday. I'm nervous as hell about it, honestly. This week is good so far. Yeah, I'm not hating this week. I'm not hating this week on GH so far. Yeah, weather is messed up. Seems like everywhere, man. There's flooding in certain places right now. Freaking tornadoes. Like, it's insane. It's insane. And the heat waves are everywhere, y'all. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, big weekend for me. I don't know if I'm going to recap. The single comes out on Friday. I don't really have like much plans to like celebrate in a big way. Like I'll just be happy that it's out there for everyone to hear and stream and all that stuff. And then it'll be coming down to planning what's next, and pursuing music and trying to throw together a show, and you know, we'll see what happens there. Anyway though, back to GH. Well, again, Sasha's scenes made me so mad. I hope, and thank God today, like, Sam seems to be putting the pieces together a little bit, and Cody's obviously thinking something's up as well. I'm just, I'm gonna need Sam, Dante, and Cody to come together and solve this shit and throw Gladys under the bus. I'm so, like, listen, I'm already bitter that they, like, destroyed Gladys characters this much. You know, and especially this week I find myself thinking like Gladys could have just gone to Sunny, and you know, Ava said it herself to Sunny today, like, or no, it wasn't Ava. Sam said it. Sam said that, you know, Sunny tolerates Gladys for Mike's sake, and he has a big thing about families, so that's why he tolerates her. If he knew that she was in trouble with Selena Wu, of course he would have helped her out. He would have been pissed. Now it's kind of, she's reached the road of no return. She screwed Sasha over big time. Big time. And Sunny ain't gonna tolerate that. Ain't no way. And I'm feeling alright, Jakarius. Thank you for asking. Isaiah, you said even if they are temporary, hopefully these new writers will provide brief improvements to the show. That's what I'm hoping to. I don't want the show to fail. You know what I mean? I'm a fan. I've been watching for, you know, over half of my life at this point. But it's just a bit ridiculous. Like some of the stories that have been going on. So I'm hoping that they can make GH watchable. They officially started Tuesday, but we need to talk about Monday for a second because we got Terry and Yuri, and we also got the first on-screen Terry and Yuri kiss, like locked lips. Even though it was just a peck, that is improvement, or that is progress, and I'm here for it. I was happy to see it. It was random, but I didn't care. Yesterday you were feeling gloomy. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling happy today, Jakarius. Yeah, it's been you know, ups and downs for me. Obviously the last few months. I'm doing my best to pull through it. The show failed in this century. Oh man. They say playing with Sasha's character trial. Yeah, like damn, like I forget where I seen this, but someone was like they could have just sent Sasha off on a business trip to have her exit for Sophia's maternity leave, but they had to do her dirty like this, man, and it ain't gonna bode well for Gladys. But we'll, yeah, hopefully that story kind of speeds along. I'm hoping that. I did find with the last writer strike that the stories were definitely moving at a quicker pace, and you know, like things were progressing. So I'm hoping that'll be the case here, and you know, maybe, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but the fact that day one they had Ava telling the truth to Sunny right after the interview with like the nanny, I thought it was going to be a whole thing where we were going to see this nanny spying on Sunny, and Sunny feeling suspicious. And, like, I thought we were gonna have weeks of that, and the truth is already out. The truth is out there. Ava told him the whole damn truth. Obviously, there's things that Ava doesn't know, like the fact that Nicholas is alive. But as far as Ava is concerned, she has told Sonny the whole truth. And now it's up to Sonny to kind of handle it how he sees fit. And hopefully it involves finding out who the hell Mason's boss is. Ricky said Finola Hughes, Tristan Rogers, and Christina Wagner are still my favorite actors. I adore them, Rick. They are among my favorite too. Honestly, all my favorites are like the veteran characters that have been around since, you know, the 80s. Like Finola and Tristan and Christina and Jeannie and Jane Elliott as well. You know, she's been on the longest out of all of them. Ken Shriner too. His character is a boob, but I love him. What else are y'all saying? I think there's a new writer who's no. Oh, because they watch it. It's interesting. Like, obviously, we can't say too much. It's day 2, right? Like, it's Wednesday. They started Tuesday. We've probably seen a bit of the transition leading up to the Tuesday as well, in the last week. But I don't know if this is a choice, but the show has certainly been very sexual and romantic all of a sudden with all the couples, right? Like, that's the most intimate I think we've seen Sam and Dante in ages, and Jocelyn and Dex like rubbing like ice and fruits on each other's bodies. Like, well, I was like, whoa, damn, what's going on? Ken left, I think, for good this time, but he was just on the other day. And he talked about that he was let go like months ago. So I don't think he's left for good. Like, we're you know, I just don't take Ken at his word. I don't take Ken at his word because we've heard this song before. And you know, I don't know. He's in the middle of a story. Like, what are they gonna say if he never comes back from it? You know what I mean? What is the one life to live? What writers are the ones that are on the show? I'm confused. What do you mean, Kaiwan? Also though, and also seeing Chase in Brooklyn, like, Chase is suddenly like super sexual and like willing to like skinny dip in a pool. Like, I feel like the writers were like, you know what? Chase is hot. Let's get him naked. I found that funny. So I don't know. It seems a bit out of character for Chase, but. Jakey said you died when the nanny slapped Ava. Oh man, I loved Ava's scream when like she was on the parapet after she was like slowly sneaking up on the nanny, and then and that blood curdling scream. Classic Ava Jerome. But yeah, I'm glad that Sonny's seen through that bull like nothing. Like, he knew something was up and he called her out and she spilled the beans. Nathan, you said, I have to say, Dion, the past couple days this week have been very good for GH. Of course, it's the first week, but the movement and stories has been flowing, something Chris and Dan failed to do. Not only that, there has been meaningful conversations between the couples, by the way. Yeah, that too. That was something I noticed during the last writer strike as well, is that it was more character driven at the time, and I'm hoping more so than plot driven, and I'm hoping that it's going to be the same situation with whoever's writing the show right now. And it's hard to say, because I do think that Dad and Chris did a decent job with character conversations, especially when you compare them to previous Regines. But But yeah, I don't know. The conversation, there's definitely something different about the conversations for sure. Hey, Meat Cobb. Yes. Sunny knows about the nanny. Sunny and Ava spilled the entire truth to Sunny today. The entire truth. That she killed Nicholas. Well, that she thinks she killed Nicholas. That Mason found the body and took the body and is holding it against her. That Mason wanted her to spy on Sunny. The plan to get whatever the previous nanny fired and to get this current nanny who was there to spy on Sunny hired. Like all these things. She told him the whole truth. How Austin is mixed in the bunch. How Austin found her right after she killed Nicholas. The moving of the body. Literally everything. The whole truth came out from Ava today. I am so thrilled about that. How do I feel about Chase and Brooklyn, Jacarius? Well, you know that initially I liked them. And I feel like they fell a long way from my likeness of them. I think the scenes this week with them by the pool was cute, and if they keep them up in like that kind of fun way, and plus she, the truth is out there about what Tracy did for her. I just, I hope the corporate espionage thing comes out too. I want there to be no secrets and that we can just see them being a couple. That's what I need to see, and then I'll decide after that how I feel about them. Nathan, you said Sunny is finally able to be Sunny after we've gotten Smike since Nixon Falls. Yeah, it's nice to see Sunny with a brain and not clouded. I mean, he's still with Nina, so there's that, but I think we can't really say that Sunny is fully Sunny again until he starts putting the pieces together that Nina is the one that set up Carly and Drew to for what they did. Never admitted that, as far as we know, to Elizabeth. But even Spencer seems to know, and I just don't remember a scene where it was fully admitted, even though it was pretty obvious. Those kind of days where our lives right mixed with one life to live, riding together. Oh, it was like the writing was mixed together to form GH this week. Is that what you're saying? Jackie, you said, I hope she doesn't confide in Austin. I feel like she might, and I hope that she doesn't, because obviously Austin's the one that's convinced her to go along with it because they're so-called dangerous. Yeah, but it wouldn't surprise me if Ava spilled the beans, and that's what I'm worried about too now that you mention it. Jakey said, I'm surprised Ava let it all out and so soon. Let's finally get this going. Yeah, I was too. I was pleasantly surprised. I literally thought we were going to see this nanny shenanigan stuff for weeks. At least in his mind. At least his mind is thinking again. True. Soon for GH anyways. Yeah, that stuff came out right away and I was relieved. I was very relieved. Also, kind of to switch topics, still GH wise obviously, but storyline wise, Carly owns Kelly's now. How do we feel about that? First of all, I will say I hope this means that we get to see Kelly's more, because Kelly is essentially the last set standing from the OG days of GH, or the glory days. There's nothing left from the old sets. The mansion, but it's been completely renewed. It looks like a whole new mansion. But yeah, realistically, Kelly's is, it is a staple, and I think it should be utilized more. And I hope that Carly owning it kind of creates or revitalizes Kelly's and seeing it more prompt on the show. Hi, Shakira. The truth will come out at their wedding. That's how it happens. That wouldn't surprise me either. But, you know, we got temporary Reddit, so who knows? Who knows? Well, she was going to get Kelly's anyway because of Bobby's impending death. Yeah, but, you know, she could have... Well, Carly could have sold it off. You know what I mean? But yeah, someone also pointed out, like, Carly says that it's her family's, like, sort of, I forget what word she used. But essentially, we gotta remember that the Spencers didn't originally own Kelly's. And I don't think that they... Well, they never... Like, they manage it, but they don't own the place. Like, they didn't build the place. It's, you know, they just owned it after the actual Kelly family left Port Charles. Curious what Carly is going to do with Kelly's. Whatever she does, I hope that we get to see the rooms upstairs in Kelly's. And someone reminded me the other day that there was a nightclub that Carly owned under Kelly's as well. Weird place for a nightclub now that I think about it, but yeah, and we did watch that. We did react to the origins of the club in Kelly's basement. You said I like Kelly's family was evil? I don't remember them being evil. But they gave it to the Spencers. Well, I know they left Ruby to manage it, but then was there ever a conversation like that they outright owned Kelly's? Like, just because you manage Kelly's doesn't make you the owner. You know what I mean? Because, like, yeah, Ruby ran it, Bobby ran it, Luke ran it. But also Sean managed it as well, right? At one point. Sean Butler. You think who's going to move into Kelly's when he saw... Oh. Dex. I mean, I feel like he got that apartment on his own. Like, he doesn't live with... You know, I don't think Sonny put him there. Michael put him there. But they basically used to own it, but then they lost it, and then the stepson left the show. They gave Spencer's. Okay. Okay. Well, hey, if the Spencers own it now, then the Spencers own it now. And, you know, I am stoked if they utilize Kelly's more, because I miss Kelly's. I like seeing it, and it, you know, it does remind me of the olden days. And yeah, we're not going to see the olden characters and stuff, but you know, it needs to be a regular place for meetups. I remember when Bobby's Aunt Ruby ran it, the good old days of GH. Sonny's dad, Mike. Yeah, Mike ran it too. I forgot about that too. So yeah, many people have owned it over the years. I think Bobby... I don't know who took over after Mike. Because, like, Mike left and Bobby was kind of, I think at that point, like, out of town. But I suppose Luke was still in town. We just never seen him over there. We seen him at the Haunted Star. Nathan, great minds think alike. I was literally about to change the subject to Curtis and Portia. But you were saying... I'll tell you what I think in a second. You said, I hope what's happened this week so far is the end of them as a pairing. They have no chemistry whatsoever. I don't mind them as a pairing, but... I don't know. Listen. Because obviously I didn't talk about it because we didn't do the recaps on Sunday. First of all... Curtis can't walk anymore. It seems like they might make him permanently physically disabled. So So I don't know. I don't know. That was a choice. Interesting choice. And then, you know, Portia is trying to be there for him and show him that she's not going to budge. And then Curtis, you know, I think Curtis is like accepting that he's not going to walk again. And he wants to push everyone away because he doesn't want people pitying him and, like, you know, being sort of stuck with him. So, like, I feel like Curtis's reaction doesn't really surprise me, but it does kind of annoy me too, because I'm like, man, like, you know that your family ain't gonna fall for this mess. And, like, you trying to, and, like, he's just throwing what Portia did, you know, into her face just to, like, make her mad and push her away. And I think that, I feel like Portia knows that. And I don't think she's gonna go anywhere, even though he's asked her to, like, leave him behind. But man, I don't know. I would have liked to see action-packed Curtis. It's a shame that they decided to go this route with him. And obviously this was a choice of the original writing team. This wasn't like the temporary writers are being like, we're gonna change Curtis's character forever. Curtis is being dramatic. Yeah, but it's also like, you know, it's a tough thing to learn. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna affect anyone to the point of getting that angry and, like, you know, acting out. We'll see how Curtis does in a couple of days when things kind of, like, cool off on him. There are paralyzed parents, be a parent. Yeah, true. And, you know, Portia called him out on that too. I just think that, you know, he's in his head. This is a lot, and it is happening to him. And I think he's just gonna have to sit with it, and maybe the family should give him, like, a couple of days of space. And I think that he'll let them back in, you know, because he doesn't want to fail Trina deep down. I believe that. I think he does want to be her dad, even if it means that he can't walk again. At least they're giving them a story. It is a story, but, like, you know, it's one, like, is this gonna be Curtis permanently, or is he gonna have, like, a miracle where he's gonna walk again? Because we seen this with Sonny. We did. Just a few years ago. He's in mourning, but still get a grip. He's on some bullshit. I agree. He's being a jerk. Like, no doubt about it. I just think that this is a knee-jerk reaction, and I think it's a very real reaction to push everyone away and act out like this. But I do think that he will actually cool off in, like, a day or two. This is just, like, the acceptance that, like, shit, I'm not gonna walk again. You know what I mean? Like, and he's angry and he's mad that the life that he dreamt about is gone. He just needs a couple of days to process that, in my opinion, and he'll calm down, and he'll probably apologize for, you know, what he said to Portia. And I think that Trina will visit him at some point, and she'll, you know, he'll see her and he'll melt. That's my opinion. How do I feel about the new Molly? We've seen her for one day. So I don't really know how to feel. I don't like that she looks like Nell and Esme to me. Like, that's, I think I talked about it last week, actually, but it's like, I don't know, they're casting the same girl for 3 different roles. This is what it feels like. What I did find a bit weird was, I don't know if you guys caught it today, but apparently Molly got in a car accident and got banged up. I was like, surely this is a coincidence, right? Like, no, like, not a coincidence. Surely it's not a coincidence is what I meant. Like, but I also have to wonder, like, since, I mean, they had to write it in somehow. I think they probably didn't know at the time that, you know, all the details of Haley Poulos' accident, when this stuff was being penned. And so they wrote in a car accident, so they probably just assumed that she'd be banged up and then come back in a couple of days not knowing the rest of the story. So maybe that's a little bit of like, you know, a little bit of that coming into play in that sense. New Molly gotta go. You know how I feel. I will give any recast a chance. So she looks very different. Apparently she's much older than even the woman playing Christina currently. But we'll see how she does. Jake, you said, I can kind of see, I understand, Curtis, but I'd like to think I would never push people away if I was faced with something like that. I mean, we can all think about it. We really, truly don't know how we'd react until we're in that situation. You know what I mean? Like, I pray that none of us have to, but it could happen to any of us, and we really don't know how we'd sit with that heavy of information. This is the Molly, is like the Carly we talked-ish about before, Laura, right? I don't know. I don't see her as that bad. Like, listen, the Carly number 3 wasn't it. And she was just a really, like, from the get-go, like a polarizing version of Carly. She didn't look like any of the previous Carlys. She didn't talk like any of the previous Carlys. She didn't have Carly's vibe at all. And Molly, you know, Molly is a character that we don't ever see. Molly couldn't be whoever the writers choose to be at this point, especially because Haley is likely not coming back in the role. So, she's not that younger than Kelly Monaco. The actress playing Molly was born in the 1980s. Dang. Lordy, lordy, lord. But yeah, I don't know. I'm holding judgment. We've seen her for one day. We'll have to see what happens after that. Nathan, you said she's a very good actor and should be given a chance as Molly. Yeah, like, I'm always going to give every recast a chance. I'm not going to base my opinion on one episode. We've seen her for one episode, you guys. Like, come on. Maybe Molly's wreck will cause her to have a new face. Well, I doubt it, because apparently she is the actual recast. Jennifer Bransford, thank you for the name. I forgot her name. Yeah, I don't think it's a Jennifer Bransford situation. Oh, it's okay if you missed out. The lives are still there to watch if you want. Yeah, never apologize, guys. I mean, I haven't been doing my Sunday streams at all. So, life, man. Life happens. And you just kind of gotta roll with the punches. The beauty is, I am my own boss with this channel. So, if I need to take a day, I'll take a day. I know it's like not good to be inconsistent on YouTube, but I'm still trying to do Wednesdays or like middle of the week live streams if I'm not doing Sundays. It's just, you know, it's a loaded time for me. Lots happening. Grieving of my dog, and also trying to get a music career on the go, and just a few other uncertainties in my life right now. That's kind of a bit chaos. So I've just been trying to give myself time to just be. Otherwise, I will not be able to kind of like take on the things that I need to take on in the next little while. The actress brother said, be nice, but she's not fit to play Molly. She's too old. She doesn't look the part. Like, to me, she doesn't look that old. I know that she is that old, but she doesn't look that old to me. So that part doesn't bother me personally. Like, if any, like, I wouldn't have noticed that she's, like, significantly older than Christina if someone didn't point it out. I can't even bear to review GH. Yeah, and also, like, for me, like, kind of, like, what y'all don't see on, like, when I am live streaming on Sundays is that I'm spending, like, a few hours of that day, like going back and looking back at GH and like writing notes on the entire week and trying to make sure that I don't miss out on anything so that we can talk about everything. So it takes up a day, and sometimes I work 5 to 6 days a week as it is at my normal job. So sometimes Sunday is like the only day where I can just be, and especially now, everything that I've been going through, like I need to take a day sometimes. It just is what it is. And of course, like I love doing GHMV on Sundays, but sometimes I gotta put myself first for a little bit. And it certainly helps that unfortunately GH has not been doing well in terms of being watchable. The last couple days have been good, but it doesn't mean that I'll be streaming this Sunday, unfortunately. If anything, it just means that we'll talk about it lots on Wednesday. But it won't be in recap format. We'll just chit-chat about GH. Just like a hangout sesh, Which I kind of like anyway. I like just kind of talking to you guys about GH and seeing what you guys think, and you guys asking me what I think. Just feels like a normal conversation. She's old, good lord. No wonder people think I'm a teenager when I'm 29. I can see 39 in their face. I don't know. I don't see it personally. It is what it is. There are young people that look older and old people that look younger. Okay, like we all. I know some 18-year-olds that look like they're almost 30. So the same could be true for other people, and it's all in the eye of the beholder. Alright, what else do we need to talk about in terms of like big plots? Because obviously this is just like reacting to the writers so far. Like what's happened in the last couple days? We talked about Brooklyn and Chase. We did have the Liz and Finn date, but you know me, I can take them or leave them on a typical day, and I don't think that's going to change under any regime. We need a discussion board throughout the week. True. Just to check in with each other's situation, Like, how y'all feeling about this? I feel like I'm missing something. What else happened today? We had Sunny and Ava. We had Curtis and Portia. We had Joss and Dex. Dex tailing Austin and finding the dead body. Not sure how I feel about that. I just hope that it leads Austin and Sunny to dig deeper when it comes to Mason's big boss, whoever he may be. But hopefully Ava plays it cool and doesn't spill the beans to Austin right away. Or at the very least, they should like have Sunny like just grab Austin, throw him down, and tell him what's what. Oh, Michael and Willow. Yeah, Michael and Willow were a part of this episode. I didn't hate Michael and Willow this week as much as I typically do. I can say that. Obviously, there's like the impending fact that Nina did screw Carly over, hanging over Nina's head. But it is nice to see Willow kind of being back to normal and, getting healthy. And they're sharing her scenes with Wiley has been cute. Wiley was in the opening today, y'all. That was surprising for me. I don't know if he's been there before, but that was my first time seeing it or noticing it. Poor Sasha, Gladys is going to hell. Indeed she is. I hate that they ruined all of Gladys's progress, because I was really liking her growth, and then this all happened. They finally wrote Dex in a positive way. Yeah, I don't know how Dex is just him. Even like getting paid by Michael is still like a bothersome thing to me. I need to see Dex do more than have sex with Sunny, or oh my god, have sex with Sunny, have sex with Jocelyn and work for Sunny. Slip of the tongue, sorry y'all. Sorry for that picture in your head. I don't know. I just need Dex to make friends and to like be around other people in Port Charles and build relationships and other friendships and have a life. Gladys is such a sweet person deep inside. Doesn't mean it from the streets like Sunny is. Yeah, I think like Gladys is like polarizing in a way. Like she's got a hard personality to like, but beyond this, a lot of her intentions were just like good, you know what I mean? Until her gambling problem. You always fast forward the theme, but I noticed Wiley too. Dex and Sunny together. Good lord. Yeah, no, that is not a scene I'd like to see. And as a gay man, I don't even want to see that, okay? Dex with someone just as hot as he is, sure. Oh, man. Let me see. Oh, I guess we can talk about Drew. Oh, well, this is like last week, too. We had Heather Weber back again. Did y'all miss her? And what appears to be a location shoot for wherever they're shooting that Pentonville cafeteria. That seems like an actual place. It might still be just in the studio, but it was nice to see GH looking a bit more realistic in those scenes. Sorry, y'all. I always have to comment on like whenever GH does like a decent location shoot in a new setting because it doesn't happen that often. And obviously, you can always tell like the sets to like the real world. And that was a real world moment, even though it was inside of a place, wherever it was. Come on, you think they're setting up Dex and Esme? Just said the bloodline. Oh, you think that Dex and Esme could be related? Is that what you're saying? I remember hearing rumors about that, like a long time ago, that Dex might be a sibling to Esme, but he didn't react to her at all. Unless Esme was hiding something and she knew that he was her brother, but I don't know. I think that's the lunchroom from Grey's Anatomy. Oh, interesting. What else? Oh, I had something at the tip of my tongue that I wanted to talk about. Now I can't remember. Oh, y'all think Cyrus is faking having no power? Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Cyrus was scared. So we've seen Cyrus interacting with Drew. Obviously, originally when Drew first went to jail, he gave him a way to escape. Obviously Drew didn't take it. And then in the recent episode with Drew and Cyrus, when they were in like that sort of library room, these guys wanted to get Cyrus alone, and Drew kind of sensed that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's fishy. To me, Cyrus looked genuinely scared. Even when Drew wasn't looking at Cyrus looked scared. So that's what's throwing me off a little bit. Having said that, he might have had power, but someone could have taken it away from him. Like, we don't know. We don't know what's been going on in those Pentonville walls. Oh, remember Esme and Rory as siblings, if you haven't. Yeah, I remember that. I remember those rumors, too. You said, I don't trust Cyrus Renault as far as I can see him. I get that. Like, I think there is some shady parts of him. I don't know. Something's up. I think that he might have lost a bit of power in prison. And I don't know why, but I'm intrigued. But yeah, Drew obviously was kind of cornering Cyrus because he thought that he might have to do with the shooting at the Metrocorp pool, which Carly had told him about. But you know, outside of prison, like everyone else thinks that like they were probably targeting Anna. So I don't know. Carly wouldn't be aware of that, I don't think. So Cyrus is up to something. I wouldn't trust him if I were Drew. Like I wouldn't trust him either. But I do think that that Cyrus was genuinely scared. And the only reason why I think that is because they didn't have Drew looking at Cyrus looking scared. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there was like... I think Drew has a reason to like be suspicious. But as an audience watching the episode, the fact that Cyrus looked scared even when Drew wasn't looking at him was interesting to me. How the F did I completely forget about Rory? He was pretty forgettable. He was only there as a place card for Spencer. Oh, you think whoever has Nicholas controls the prison? That's possible. Hard to say. Hard to say. An Umbrella storyline. An Umbrella storyline would be impressive if they tied all that together. And if they kind of rope in Pikeman stuff as well, it'll be interesting to watch play out. Oh, by the way, I think someone asked me earlier how long I've been watching GH. Technically since 2004, but not religiously until like end of 2005. I forgot how Cyrus got into prison. I'll have to go back to look. Well, I mean, obviously he was like dealing drugs in town, and drugs were running rampant while Cyrus was out and about. But the end of it was he ended up holding Portia and Trina hostage, and I think he shot Curtis then too. And then he went to jail for that because he was kind of on the run in that sense. And then he went to prison for every crime that he committed. All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to talk about via the new writers. But I don't think so. Come on, you were watching since 2007, but not religiously until 2009. When you used to watch One Life and All My Children. It's so funny. I thought that 2009 was such a great year for GH. Like, it seemed like... Because it was still Guza. But it's almost as if, like, he realized that, like, giving veteran story was good and showing lightheartedness was good. We had all of that going for us for, like, almost like a good year. And then they brought in Franco. And it all went to hell. Like, we were getting Cassadine stories. We had location shoots where Edward Quartermain was, like, the center of it. The Carnival, if you guys remember that storyline. Political storylines, like political scandal storylines. They had Robin and Patrick solving mysteries. Like, it was a good year. And they had those karaoke nights with all the GH cast members. Oh, I just really enjoyed that year. And J-Sam got back together. Like, it was a good year. It was a good year. And they were, like, really, like, going all in with Maxie and Spinelli as well. And Lulu and Johnny, too, I think. Or no, Lulu and Dante. There's just a lot of good stuff happening in 2009. Man. Did you watch Night Shift? I sure did. I had to watch it online because we didn't have SoapNet in Canada. But I did watch it, all the series. I liked. I actually enjoyed season 2 better than season 1. Thoroughly. Season 2 was very hospital centered. They didn't throw Jason in there for the hell of it, which I appreciated. What did I think of the Jackson Montgomery visit and the Pine Valley reference? Personally, I didn't watch One Life to Live, so it didn't really, or not One Life. Was it One Life? All My Children. I didn't watch All My Children, so it didn't mean a whole lot to me. Like, I didn't see anything special personally with Jackson Montgomery. I think I even asked in one of the other live streams, like, is that restaurant an actual Pine Valley set? So it did nothing for me. I did appreciate Anna and Jackson getting to talk because I had at least watched some of the Anna All My Children scenes. I was only disappointed that it didn't happen in person. It was just on a phone call. But I'm glad that they didn't. I'm glad that they took advantage of the fact that Anna and Jackson knew each other and utilized their connection in the way that they did. But as a character, I could take him or leave him from what I saw. I don't know. Gentrified version of All My Children. I don't know. For me personally, like, because I didn't watch the other ABC soaps, I don't like crossovers from them. Like, I think a lot of it was what went down in 2013 when they decided to bring, like, you know, Star and Todd and oh my god, John McBain to the show, and they were like seen on screen more than anybody. And I'm like, okay, we're like tossing out, we're like putting these guys on the front burner for GH when it's GH. Like, that stuff pissed me off. And you know, they got sued for it because they weren't allowed to utilize them as much as they were. Yeah, you didn't care for the All My Children references either. Yeah, like, the crossovers for soaps don't do anything for me. And you know, I find myself wondering, like, if it was a show that I watched, whether it was a soap or not, like, would I enjoy another character from a different, you know, TV series going into GH? I'd like to think I wouldn't. Like, for instance, like, I'm a big American Horror Story fan. If I had seen an American Horror Story character all of a sudden be in GH, I don't think I'd enjoy it. I'd be weirded out by it. If the actor was on there playing a different character, sure. But playing it, like, a character from a different show that you may or may not have watched, like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the same as, like, let's say the show 911 crossing over with 911 Lone Star. You know, it's essentially the same show taking place in a different city, written by the same people. So, like, those moments, even though I only watch the regular 911, I don't watch 911 Lone Star unless the crossovers are, like, literally continuing back to back, then I'll watch. But that's a different story. Whereas, like, you know, GH, All My Children, and One Life to Live, they were very, very different soaps from each other. Complete, you know, so it's like, it's weird. It's weird to me. See what One Life to Live and All My Children was spin-offs of GH. That's why people like One Life to Live and All My Children J spin-offs. I don't know. I just like, even for me, like, the scenes that I watched of Anna and All My Children, it was weird seeing Anna in such a different, like, a very differently written soap like All My Children. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a tricky situation. And for me, like, I think about other crossovers that happened in the past, like Sky Quartermain. You know, like, she was in all 3 soaps as well, but I didn't know that. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't watching any of those soaps. To me, Sky was just Sky. And I also didn't see, like, how she came to Port Charles, because I started watching a bit after that. So I had I had nothing to really throw me off of her. What did I think of Alex Devane on All My Children? So we'll see. Well, Nathan, because I had watched the All My Children Anna scenes and seen her interacting with Alex back then, whenever I had originally watched it on YouTube, all it did was piss me off as to how GH wrote Alex when she came here. Alex wasn't some evil twin, you know. Alex seemed like a perfectly normal girl who she was a doctor. Yeah, she had some like unwarranted like ties in the super spy world a little bit in her origins, but she had definitely like strayed away from that life a long time ago, right? Like, as far as I know, because I don't obviously know how Alex left All My Children. I'm assuming it had nothing to do with being a super spy, right? Like, I don't know. The one thing I can say about All My Children is that I'm glad that they revived Anna. Otherwise, we wouldn't have Anna alive today. I mean, we would eventually, probably. But that's what really got the ball rolling on Anna and Robert returning to GH eventually, so. I would say All My Children writing was a little bit more like GH. Maybe, but like, I don't know. I feel like there were times where I would try to tune in for All My Children. I will say that. When it was on the air. And I think like the only time that I really did that was either like sweeps months, because all the soaps back then, they all did like really big sweep stunts. But even to me, like, it was so corny for All My Children. Like, I can remember I watched the tornado storyline, and to me a lot of that looked ridiculous, whereas GH's disaster storylines were a bit more fun to watch. I don't know. And then I definitely tuned in a little bit when they were bringing back Angie and Jesse, just because that was like there was a lot of hype for them returning to the show, and they were like supposedly another big super couple. And at the time, I was like almost diehard Luke and Laura, and I was like, well, let me see what the hype is for Jesse and Dan and Jesse or whatever. So, am I getting the characters' names right? Angie and Jesse. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know. Some of the scenes were like sweet between them that I watched. The CGI helicopter scene of like Jesse rescuing Angie, like jumping off the roof onto the helicopter wing, that was crazy. And they had like a ghost and so, like, it was just so bizarre to me. I tried to watch, but it in the end it never hooked me in permanently. So. Nathan, you said I didn't understand Alex on GH. There wasn't enough backstory to explain the changes in her behavior. Yeah, like, that's what bothers me the most, is that all of a sudden on GH she was like an evil character. There was no premise to why she was evil, how she got evil, why she hates Anna. Like, as far as I've seen, like, was Alex not the one that was protecting Anna when she was, revealed to be alive in All My Children? Like, Alex was protecting her, right? And seemed to love her dearly. Like, so that, like, all this that happened on GH with Alex just, it makes me mad. But at the same time, like, it's, at the end of the day, like, the One Life to Live or All My Children is not a thing anymore. They don't care that it doesn't jive well with them. But any All My Children fan probably takes issue to how Alex was written here, I'm sure. Or anyone that just watched, like I did. Anyone that just watched the Anna and Alex storyline in All My Children, this GH version of her would piss you off. I'm like, I don't see, like, it didn't make sense to me. Alex lost the baby with Dr. Hayward, the evil doctor, and on All My Children. But did that make her evil? Like that's what I'm saying. There's no like lead into how Alex got evil and started doing evil things and started working for super spies again. Anna did Denshi with David Haywood. What time is it right now? 10:45. Well, y'all, I've been on him for about an hour. And I think we've talked about everything that we need to talk about in terms of the new writing team. Just to summarize, it's still early days. I'm hoping for the best. Cringing that we could be dealing with worse writing. Anything is possible right now. Anything is possible. It's been a good couple of days. I hope that they can keep up that stride and keep the storylines going and keep them interesting for however long this strike is going to last. For the sake of any writer that's currently on strike, I hope that it doesn't last too long and that they get what they deserve in terms of their pay that they're asking for. I don't know, it's one of those things that's swept under the rug. I hate when things get swept under the rug, though. That is my issue. That was my issue. I know that Franco and Liz had fans, but that was my issue with Frizz, is the amount of things that they had to sweep under the rug to try and make that couple work. But yeah, I hope the writer's strike doesn't last too long. Obviously, and the sad part is, like, if the writing is amazing during this temporary situation, they're not just going to let Dan and Chris go. They didn't let Guza go when the writing improved under Garen Wolf during the writer's strike. The writers and actors get their just pay. Man. They just, I just think that they deserve more than what they get. Frankly, we all do in terms of all of our jobs. It's even worse with inflation, we're feeling the heat, I think everywhere pretty much. But yeah, guys, I think I'll end the live stream here. I don't really have much else to say. We talked about all the interesting things that happened over the last week, as well as, the writing from what we've seen so far. But the week is young, and the time with these temporary writers is young. We can't say too much until we see a bit more, and see how they do with the other characters as well. Only Frank and ABC can let go of Chris and Dan, and I think with the writers, with this strike, it'll motivate ABC to shake things up for GH. But I think there's some legalities there with, like, they can't, like, fire Chris and Dan because of the strike. You know what I mean? And if they fire them right after the strike is over, like, then it's gonna give them just cause to actually, like, sue the show or sue the network. But we'll see. Barely any job for humans. Yeah, it's true. Man, like, even the actors, like, going on strike and worried about CGI and AI technology, that shit is scary. The fact that you can just use the likeness of somebody in a movie and then they don't get paid for it. Or they'll get paid, like, a day even for, like, freaking, replays and stuff on movies. But yeah, y'all, you guys have a good rest of your week. Don't forget, my single comes out Friday. Please stream it. I'd really appreciate it. It's called Madness, if you guys don't already know. And yeah, we'll catch you guys not this Sunday. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty loaded weekend for me, but for sure Wednesday of next week. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. If you like the live stream, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to, if you haven't done so already. I would truly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a good night, guys. Peace out.